20-year-old Jhoser Sanchez died in that crash.
A Washington State Patrol trooper will face charges following a deadly crash in Richland earlier this year.
The off-duty Washington State trooper accused of killing a motorcyclist in a drunk driving crash earlier this year appeared in court today for the first time in nearly 7 months.
Police say she refused a breathalyzer at the scene and authorities had to get a search warrant to draw blood. Now, according to that toxicology report, we now know that 6 hours after the crash, Classen's blood alcohol level, or BAC,
The fatal crash involving off-duty Washington State Patrol trooper Sarah Classen. It happened on March 1st in Richland.
This comes as Spokane County Prosecutor Larry Haskell, who was appointed to the case by the Benton County Prosecutor's Office, is slated to retire next month.
Welcome to The Female Criminal. Tonight, we investigate a profound and disturbing contradiction. The case of an individual sworn to uphold the law who, in a moment of reckless choice, committed the ultimate felony. This is not a story of a breakdown in character, but an examination of power, privilege, and fatal detachment. In March 2025, Washington State Patrol trooper Sarah Classen ended the life of a young man while driving severely intoxicated. Her immediate reaction was not remorse or cooperation, but a chilling attempt at self-preservation that highlighted a deep and fatal disregard for the law she was paid to enforce. This is the tragic case of Sarah Classen and the needless death of Jhoser Sanchez. On the evening of March 1st, off-duty trooper Sarah Classen drove home from a local bar. While making a left turn, she violently struck 20-year-old motorcyclist Jhoser Sanchez, who was thrown from his bike. The collision was immediately fatal.
Generally, what happened?
So I went and picked up a Domino's pizza.
Okay.
I was turning left in here. I live right over
Okay.
there on Wild Canyon Way.
Okay.
I saw what I thought was a car with one headlight out.
Okay.
Right just past where the reflective sign is, that white one.
Okay, sure.
And so I was already slowing in the turn lane and saw him there, and I was like, I got enough time.
Okay.
I turned, and as soon as I turned, just felt the boom.
Okay. Okay.
The investigating officers arriving on the scene did not see a terrified victim, but a professional colleague whose demeanor was already shifting into self-defense, despite signs of impairment. Glassy eyes and the suspected odor of alcohol, Classen adopted the posture of a seasoned suspect. Crucially, when asked to submit to voluntary field sobriety tests or a breathalyzer, she flatly refused. This act of immediate non-cooperation was not simple shock. It was a calculated decision based on professional knowledge. She knew the evidence a breathalyzer would provide. For investigators, this lack of immediate accountability was the first and most telling sign of her fatal detachment from her victim, replacing any sense of duty with an impulse to protect her career. The investigation brought into focus the tragic contrast between the two lives. Jhoser Sanchez was just 20 years old, a young man from Richland whose life was ended in a violent instant. The coroner's report later confirmed that Jhoser was not impaired by drugs or alcohol. He was simply an innocent person with the right of way, violently interrupted by a reckless choice. His mother, Jhoser Sanchez, speaking for the family, described being devastated by the sudden and tragic loss of their loving son.
So as you're turning, you thought he was further away?
No, he was definitely past that reflective sign when I saw him.
Okay.
And then I think I just, like I say, I thought it was a car with a headlight out.
Okay.
I realized it was a motorcycle. I didn't realize the rate of speed
Okay.
they were going at.
So did you think he was going pretty quick?
Yes.
Okay.
Because from...
On the other side stood Sarah Classen, 35, who held a position of authority and public trust as a WSP trooper and was even a spokesperson for the Tri-Cities area. She was a professional communicator for the very agency tasked with preventing this exact type of vehicular crime. Following her arrest and charges for vehicular homicide, she was placed on paid administrative leave. A striking contrast. The victim's family was left to organize a GoFundMe for funeral costs, while the officer who ended his life continued to draw a state paycheck. This disparity underscored the inherent themes of the case, the fatal results of privilege and the chilling reality that her professional status appeared to provide a layer of financial protection unavailable to the family she devastated. Because Classen refused the voluntary tests, investigators were forced to secure a search warrant for her blood, an extra step she leveraged her knowledge of the system to mandate. The resulting blood test confirmed their gravest suspicion. Her blood alcohol content was 0.1, more than twice the legal limit. Forensic reconstruction further painted the picture. Time-stamped CCTV footage from the Moon Palace bar showed Classen was consuming alcohol for nearly 4 hours.
Was there any other traffic coming?
So there was a car behind him. I thought it was a car with the headlight out. It was coming this way. Like I say, it was right that white sign. So that's kind of my gauge on when I turn. But I was slowing, and then saw there was a car there, turned, and then just literally out of nowhere just ran inside me.
Okay, so there was a car in front?
No, behind him.
Behind him.
Yeah,
okay.
so
Do
I
you know
could
how
see,
far?
It was
leaving minutes before the fatal crash. The bar's staff were uncooperative, forcing police to obtain a second warrant for financial records, suggesting an attempt by friends and associates to shield her from responsibility. The evidence was undeniable. Classen was not merely distracted. She was operating at a level of impairment that severely reduced her reaction time, judgment, and depth perception. Her decision to drive was a guaranteed gamble with the lives of others. The case of Sarah Classen is a study in lethal irresponsibility, magnified by her position of power. She was not just a civilian who made a mistake. She was a state trooper who possessed comprehensive training on the dangers of impaired driving, giving her an acute awareness of the law and the consequences of violating it.
kind of hard to, I would probably say maybe 50 feet behind him, because I could see two headlights on that one on this one. They were at the white light, or the white sign, sorry. Mm-hmm. And then when I saw that, I was like, there's a row of cars coming. One's got a headlight out, so they probably can't see well, so maybe they're driving slower or whatever.
Her choice to drive, followed by her calculated refusal to cooperate with officers, represents a profound betrayal of the public trust. It demonstrates a critical psychological flaw, a sense of entitlement or privilege that superseded her sworn duty to protect and serve. She expected her badge to shield her from the consequences of her reckless actions. The true cost of this detachment was borne by the Sanchez family.
Richland Police Department. Hey.
Yeah.
Do y'all have a family named Jhoser? Jhoser.
Yes.
Yes, Mr. Vega Sanchez, date of birth.
Yes.
Okay, can we go inside and have a talk?
Oh my God.
Sarah Classen was eventually charged with vehicular homicide, facing a fate that was sealed the moment she prioritized her choice to drink over the fundamental safety of the community. The case of Trooper Sarah Classen is a painful reminder that the law's greatest enforcers are capable of its most devastating violations.
All right, so like I said, we were really trying to rule alcohol out. Mm-hmm. I'm not convinced that alcohol wasn't a factor, so right now you are under arrest, okay?
Okay.
Let's go ahead and put your hand behind your back. So we will be doing a search warrant for blood, okay?
Her legacy is one of self-serving detachment, a stark contrast to the duty she swore to uphold. The memory we must preserve belongs to Jhoser Sanchez, whose life was violently and needlessly stolen by a woman who should have known better. Thank you for confronting the darkness with us on The Female Criminal. If you found this documentary insightful, please like, share, and subscribe. Your support helps us continue to explore the complex minds of these unique offenders. We'll see you in the next one.